I'm just going to read the first verse of 21. It says, "My mouth will speak the praise of the Lord." It's a resolution. It's like, my mouth, this is what I'm going to do no matter the day. And so I guess my question, and this is the last application point, is what has your mouth spoken of these last disorienting days? My mouth has spoken of a lot of things. No school? No toilet paper? I mean, or that famous person has it, or she has it. I've spoken about, so what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I've spoken of no school, and that's come out of parents being like, oh, no school. Kids, I've heard it come out of their mouth, no school, for how many weeks? We're looking at now, we have 3 for sure, maybe up to 8. I've heard people say, man, my trip was canceled. And I've heard of just people generally say, so what do I do? And this is really an incredible opportunity. I'm going to maybe think through each of these categories and maybe just infuse some motivation into us from the Word of God. There's no sports. You're right. You can no longer be a passive, spectating March Madness person at work or at home. So you can still get out and play, or pull out a board game with those that you love and invite some friends over and play actively. Okay, great. You may not be able to go buy all of the groceries that you think you really, really need. Great. Can you share with someone right now in their need? Maybe you're a little more equipped than somebody else. Instead of being so consumed with getting and making sure that you have, maybe still what you have, can you display generosity even in the midst of your poverty? We just heard about that the last couple of weeks. Look to share with people, not just hoarding mentality. I think the worried about he has it or she has it, and the mantra is we need to completely isolate ourselves from others. That's not what the government is saying. Let's not go to the extreme. Maybe we can just strive to be present with those that we are with, that we might run into. Can we be very present and not just think isolation? What's going to happen? I think usually when we think of what's going to happen, we freeze. I just want to encourage you, this is the time to get stuff done. This is your excuse to get that stuff done that you need an excuse to get it done, whether it's work around the house, whether it's something in your yard, whether it's that card that you've been needing to send. Maybe it's that meaningful time reading that you just haven't had for a while. Maybe it's that powerful conversation needs to happen. This is the time to get stuff done, not to freeze up because you don't know what's going to happen. Do the next right thing. Frozen 2. Sorry. Okay, here we go. The next thing is school. We love school. For those of us who send our children to public school, it's kind of bye-bye kids. Now we're panicking because what are we going to do with the kids around? This is your time to be intentional with your kids. And these disorienting days, reorient yourself with, man, if I have these precious promises from God, then I'm going to pass them on to my kids. I'm going to invest in them like I can't on normal days. During disorienting days, you just invest and pour in other ways. So don't dread, what am I going to do with my kids the next potentially 8 weeks? Go after it. What are you going to do with your kids? You got them. You got them like you never have before. If your trip is canceled, you can be really, really sad, or you can be creatively content. Think of some other stuff. If it's the Lord's will, okay, then Lord, what are you wanting me to do? How can I be creatively content? And the last one is this. You've heard a lot of professional athletes, since their seasons have been canceled, specifically NBA players, they're turning to what? Well, let's go play the season and turn into a gaming console and just play it, which is fine, but this is what I fear. It's a strong word, but I fear our society is so ready for a cataclysmic pandemic like this that it's only going to further our isolation and addiction to screens. I just want to give this strong word to you. Speak. Don't resort to a screen. I would see this as resisting the temptation that Satan has just lofted in front of us, because we're told to kind of isolate, and we're told to what? Well, I can still stay connected through this. Man, turn it off like you never have before. And speak the praises of God to yourself, to your loved ones, and to others proactively.